whatever was there, 1.5 years of gap was there. 1.5 years I didn't come out anywhere. Just I was in a forest in Tamil Nadu, near Kanchipuram. Near Kanchipuram, there is a forest, Acharapakam forest. In that area, in one small village, not even a village, in one where they dig stones for making temples. Sangrapuram, Acharapakam. Something. I forgot even the village name. In that one village, where these stone workers, the quarry workers, they used to give me kanji and rice. They will give me kanji. They will give me food. So I used to take that food, and nearby in cave I was staying for 1.5 years, just silently. Morning till night, I will just sit. And these local villages, if they are not feeling well or anything, they will come and I will give a little vibhuti. So because of that, I give them vibhuti, they will bring me food. One meal they will bring. One pot, that mud pot, they will bring kanji and urgai. Urgai, what do you tell in English? Pickles. They will bring pickles and kanji. That I eat, and I stayed there near Kanchipuram. So because of that, I didn't use, so it lasts 1.5 years, yes, that was the time. 9 months without even moving anywhere, just in that same place. After that, for a few months, I started moving, but I used to be silent. I used to be very silent. I will not, I will just. In Atmaspurna, you are asked to be in silence. You see, no, there are 2-3 things. In the initial level, if you are silent, you will become depressed. You can't be. That's why I don't force the rules. The higher levels, silence should not be done. It should happen. It will simply happen. It will simply happen. To tell you honestly, suddenly one night I came out. One early morning I came out. When I was in Tamil Nadu. No, not Acharapakam. When I was in Erode. I was traveling near Erode. That time near Erode, he was healed by me. Then he said that he wanted to give 100 acre land. He's a very rich man in that area. He said, Swamiji, today we will go and see that land. You please have that land, we will have an ashram. 100 acre. That Erode Tirchimod road. Yes. Erode Tirchimod road. Pallipalayam. Near Pallipalayam. No. One small ashram we had in Pallipalayam. He wants to give 100 acre in Erode Tirchimod road. That road he wants to give. He wants in that road 100 acre. That day morning, suddenly he got up and said, no, we will not have ashram here. With a big banyan tree, with a big banyan tree, a big land will be donated in Bangalore. That is where the ashram will happen. In the east, for the west, in LA ashram will happen. There's a video record. Immediately our guy said, Swamiji, tell Namisal will video record it. They video recorded the whole thing. But I said, after 6 months, suddenly this landowner actually had the vision. Young Swami with a turban, his name is Nityananda, he will come, donate this land to him. The whole property is donated to us. This landowner, he had the darshan, he had the dream that Anandeshwara or Ishwara, whomsoever we call, he appeared in their dream. And he said, donate this land to the Swami. Simply they donated. This whole property is donated to us. And the whole ashram started. This is the way it started. Just understand. Otherwise, how a small mere boy from village can do so much of administration. And I can't do. I never learned any administration. Los Angeles. I do not want to enter into any other field. I just wanted to teach meditation. That's all. No, I don't want to all those things. I wanted to see one thing. To tell you honestly, let me now openly tell. I don't believe in social revolution. I believe in individual evolution. In last 3000 years, 5000 social revolutions have happened. If you read the human history, in last 3000 years, 5000 social revolution and 5000 wars we have done. Every revolution will become one more tradition once they come to once the revolution is over. So I don't believe in social revolution. I believe in individual revolution. If I can transform 10 people, that's enough. I will be happy. You see, it is a quality of an individual. I don't believe in quantity. To tell you honestly, that is the one main reason why I go with the small groups. Why I always go with the small groups. One more thing. That if the group is small, I will speak more honest truth. I'll open up more. Listen to my public discourses. Hardly 5% truth I will speak. No, not lie. Means that, which is not directly truth. Which is socially believed. A systems I will speak. I will not speak the straight truth. Only when the group is small, truth can be totally good. One more thing. I always believe in individual catching the truth and experiencing it in life and expressing it. I don't believe in social revolution. That's the reason I will not go for social revolution. I wanted only individual evolution. If I can help individuals, that's enough. If you feel transformed in this my 4 days of class, I feel that I have done what I have to do. If you feel more happy, more blissful, more intelligent, more energetic after attending these programs, then I feel my life is worth. That's all. Nothing else needs to be done. Actually, all social revolutions end up in foolishness. Huh? That's all. So I don't believe in social revolution. I believe clearly in individual evolution. That's all. All my way of working, everything will be individual evolution only. Let us help the individuals. Individual transformation only can help the society. So as sudden, you see, there is no such thing as society except individuals. It is totality of individuals. Let's help individuals. That's all. Nothing else needs to be done. Nothing else can be done also. No. All these things I did not focus on do. After the enlightenment, when I started teaching, all these things simply started coming out as a formula. That's all. Somebody asked me, Swamiji, logically, 27-year-old man cannot accumulate, first of all, so much of information. 28-year-old person cannot accumulate this much of information. Second thing, processing. Third thing, expressing it so clearly. How can this happen? See, actually, to tell you honestly, what happens, if you know the mental structure, the inner circuit, whatever happens inside and whatever happens in others is clearly revealed to you. The clarity, that is what is continuously expressing, nothing else. Sometimes, you see, people ask me, Swamiji, today what is your lecture? What are you going to speak? I tell them, who knows? Just like you, I am also going to sit and listen. Come, let us go and listen. That's all. Let's go and sit together and listen. Yes. And if you ask, she will tell you. Only when I get down from the car to enter into the premise, I'll ask, hey, what is the title? And then he will run. Swamiji, I'll tell the title, he will run. I'll go and sit in the chair, then he will come, send me a small slip. Today's title is this not Swamiji. Then I will start. See, one thing, you can't do anything directly to remove ego. Indirectly, it can be attacked. Indirectly, this Ananda meditation will attack it. See, if you move towards the bliss, ego will automatically lose its base. That much only can be done. Nothing else can be done. Ascension. See, there is no need for you to ascend. You are avataras. You have descended. You just go back to your natural place. That is enough. You don't have to ascend. You just realize that you have descended. You are not human being with spiritual experience. You are spiritual being with human experience. You are not human being with spiritual experience. You are spiritual being with human experience. Just realize that. That's enough. So understand this one thing. You are not human being with spiritual experience. Spiritual being with human experience. That's the whole thing. That is why I did yesterday Namaskar. If you understand, receive that one thing inside, whole thing will be understood. Whole thing will be understood. Ramakrishna did Namaskar to Sharada Devi after the puja. After initiating her, he did puja and did Namaskar. Then Sharada Devi says, the moment he did Namaskar, I just felt I am divine. I just felt I am divine. Please understand, when I do Namaskar, I am not coming down to your level. I am bringing you up to my level. I am pulling you up to my level. I am not coming down to your level. So just understand that one thing. He did Namaskar to me. Then who am I? If you are respecting me, then if a person whom you respect is doing Namaskar to you, who are you? How many times verbal language, if it is told also, it will not go inside. That is why it is shown in the body language. It should be understood. But there are many people who caught that moment exactly. I could see very clearly. Many sincere people immediately they caught that power of that moment or intensity of that moment. There's a beautiful Zen story. One disciple, Zen disciple, he started behaving very humbly. He started respecting everybody. Then master says, don't be so humble, you are not that great. Don't be so humble, you are not that great. Don't show you are too great. Only the real great persons are, see the greatness. The greatness itself is expressed only by humbleness. The simplicity or the innocent life. Life should be more flowing. Anyhow, now I was talking about the rules and regulation. How many of you really caught that moment yesterday? How many felt just something choking? Then you caught that moment. If you felt, oh God, what's happened? Then you got that moment. Then that will work in you. That will work continuously in you. And one more thing. A man who experiences his God will experience everybody is God. He will become automatically humble. We always thinking yourself as God and ego is one and the same. No. If you think you are God, you will understand everybody is God. You will understand everybody is unique. You will become simply humble. You cannot have superiority complex if you understand you are God. The moment you understand you are God, you cannot be superior. You cannot have superiority complex. You will start experiencing everybody is same. You will start naturally respecting everybody. One thing, all this devotion leads you to spiritual strength. It all leads you to spiritual strength, the intense experience. Alright, now understand again this one thing. No rule should become rule on you. It should be an internalized understanding. Now all of you almost know the basic things. Can you be sure that all these things can happen in your life in a very smooth way? Please understand, it should not happen in your life by force. It should happen in a smooth way, very smooth way. Casually, just how river flows. Have you seen anywhere river stopping and asking for the guidance? asking the traffic police, please tell me how to go to the ocean. No. River just flows. Any signal board is there? This side, Vaganakal, here, Metu Dam, the Kaveri sees the signal board and goes? No. According to Kaveri, you put the signal board. Sign board. No river, as per suffers, it just flows. Like that, this discipline should begin just a flow in your life. And one more thing, please understand, if you feel that this cannot be the flow in your life, better don't take initiation. Because the initiation is, you are entering into the spiritual commitment. Spiritual commitment. So take only if you feel very comfortable, very happy about it. You should feel pride about this. Then you can take it. Otherwise, think. If you think that's enough, you will never decide. Man who thinks will never decide. People ask me. People always tell that, think before you jump. I tell you, jump before you think. Otherwise, you will never jump. The person who thinks, have you seen is jumping? Even if you jump, that moment you have to stop thinking. Unless you stop thinking, you will not be jumping. That jumping moment you will stop thinking. So jump before you think. But as far as healing initiation concerned, I always discourage people. In the ASP, I encourage, do ASP. NSP also, I say alright. But healing initiation, I try to reduce the number. I'll always try to discourage people. I rarely call people for healing initiation. Only yesterday I called. I very rarely call like this. Whenever people come and ask me about healing initiation, I'll tell no, don't take. I'll always tell only no. Because I wanted they should feel all these things is just flow in their life. And I don't want you to miss non-veg and all. Now anyhow, if you take healing initiation, you will not be able to eat. And if you crash any non-veg hotel, the saliva comes in your mouth. Then I will feel very bad. See, poor guy, he would have went and had a good feast. Just because of me, he's not going and eating. And I don't want to do all sin. That sort of sin. Depriving you from your taste or enjoyment. That's the reason I always tell people, no, you decide. I don't want to decide for you. Now please understand, all these rules should become part of your life. No, yes. Why don't you avoid? Before eating anything, you check it or not, whether it is poison or not. You check that now. Then check same way. And you see, in the West only it is difficult. In India it is possible. Even in the West, people strictly follow. All our healers don't go to McDonald's. I have more than 700 healers in America. They don't go to McDonald's. And you know, McDonald's is a lifestyle in McDonald's. It's a lifestyle in West. Here, if you go to every village, you will see a Ganesha temple and temple tower. Like that in America, every county you will see McDonald's tower. The McDonald's name will be standing. Here, just like Ganapati temple towers, there McDonald's tower.
How do you differentiate the feeling of Christ and your feeling of healing? Because even non-veg.
I don't know about Christ's healing system. I know only my healing system. I don't know. Of course, Jesus drank this wine or something and he used to take non-veg. You see one thing, all these things he must have done after enlightenment. Still now, there is a mysterious portion of Jesus' biography. 7 to 14 he was missing. Any of you know? He was in Puri. There is a lot of research done in Buddhist monastery. And in all the Buddhist monasteries, they train people for enlightenment between 7 to 14. And there are a lot of teaching. One more thing, this is the important thing I should say. There is a Buddhist sutra, like a Vajrayana Sutra, Brahmadi Sutra, something like that. There is a Buddhist sutra, Pali Sutra. Exactly, if you translate that, Sermon on the Mount comes. Verbatim, if you translate that, Sermon on the Mount comes. Sermon on the Mount. Sermon on the Mount. So, seeing all these things, they feel Christ must have had training in some Buddhist monastery in Puri.
But there are accounts of him, there are records in his monastery.
Hmm.
He was there.
Yes, that's what.
This is book called Jesus Christ in India.
Not only Jesus called lived in India, Unknown Jesus. That's one more book. Lot of now the latest another book that wins it is something else. No? Dance the God. Oh God, that is just shaking. I read that book. The guy is just shaking the whole thing. And wonderful book. Speaks with a lot of evidence. Da Vinci Code. I read that book also. There are a lot of research which proves, which says, I don't know, that's one more thing. You see, maybe after enlightenment he must have started using all these things. After enlightenment, nothing touches you. If you, of course, usually, at least I don't feel like eating. That's all. But it is not that all enlightened masters don't eat. Ramakrishna used to eat fish. Ramakrishna used to smoke. Vivekananda also used to smoke. And Vivekananda used to drink also.
Because after ASC, I think.
That's right. I understand. See, Vivekananda used to smoke and Vivekananda used to eat non-veg. And Paramahansa Yogananda also used to drink and he used to take non-veg. I met one enlightened person in Himalayas. Let me tell you this story. This is an important thing. He used to smoke ganja. I just hate that smell. He used to smoke ganja. And the funny thing is, that small chilam pipe is there. In that you will put one copper coin, put the fire, put the ganja, you will smoke. After smoking, you will empty the chilam. The copper coin will be gold coin. Please understand, 6 months I lived with him. Every day he will do that, sell that gold coin, purchase more ganja. 6 months I lived with him. He never took bath. He never changed his clothes. 24 hours I lived with him. He lived near Uttarkashi. Near Uttarkashi, a small, under the cave of a tree. In a big tree, inside the tree there is a small cave. There only he stayed. Somehow I was feeling so blissful in his presence. So I used to sit with him. I always sit with him and meditate. 6 months I stayed with him. I have never seen him taking bath. I have never seen him going to 1, 2, 3. I have never seen him going for 1, 2, 3. And from morning till night, he will be sitting and doing the ganja, smoking ganja. No smell will come outside. Before putting that ganja, the ganja smell will be there. The moment he smokes, that smoke smell will not be there. And even Ram Swarup Kumar, any of you have seen him in Tiruvannamala? No smell will come. He used to smoke. He's a great master. You see, when I was a small boy, 10-year-old boy, you know, I'm young, that is different. When I was a small boy, 10-year-old boy, we used to go to the school through crossing the temple. He will be sitting in temple in the morning time. And as a small boy, when we go for exam, we will take that exam pad. That small pad will be there on that which we write exam. We will take the pad and put it at his feet and ask him, Swami, will we pass? Swami, will we pass? He will tell somebody, sometime he will tell, you will pass. Sometime he will tell, Ram Ram, means going down. Going down. Means you will not pass. And sometime he will drive away the people. We used to go and ask as a small boys before going to the exam. Then I went with 2 or 3 of my friends. We all put our pad at his feet and asked, Swamiji, will I pass? And he told something to everybody. When I went and put my pad at his feet and asked him, Swamiji, will I pass? He just said, you will pass in your life. He just said, you will pass in your life. But I was a small boy. What will I understand? What do I know about life? I said, no, will I pass in this exam? And he just laughed. He did not answer. He did not answer. Then there was a old lady next. She was sitting there. She just pulled me and told, see, understand this one word. Now you may not understand. Remember this word. When time comes, you will understand. Remember this one word. He said, he told in Tamil, நீ வாழ்க்கையில் ஜெயிச்சிருவ போ. He just told in Tamil, in life you will pass, go. So, just one word. Of course, great master. He also used to smoke, but no smell will come. With this person, 6 months I stayed. Every day he will make that copper coin into gold coin. I asked him, Swamiji, you are a great enlightened person. You are a Jnana Purusha. Why do you smoke ganja? Then he told, are you fool? That's the language they speak. Slang word, salah. That's what he said, Dursalah. Dursalah, what is the exact translation in Bengali?
Dursalah, go away, Salah.
Go away, something like that. He told something like that. Then he said, fool, can big elephant be tied in a small hut? A big elephant can't be tied in a small hut. So this great energy, Atman, can't be tied in this small body. So I have to reduce the energy. I have to dull it. I have to put the elephant little into seduction. I have to seduce the elephant little bit so that it can stay in this body for some more time. So to stay in this body, I have to keep some habit. I have to dull myself. That's the reason I am doing. He said, then I understood why these enlightened people got some habit like this. Ramakrishna always, when he comes down, when he is samadhi, when he comes down, he will tell, I will eat jalebi. Hey Sharada, get jalebi. He will shout. Means they have to bring themselves down. Understand, just because masters smoke, don't start doing. People come and ask me, no, Vivekananda smoke, why not me? I tell them, Vivekananda became enlightened, then smoke. You also became enlightened, then smoke. Don't do before. Somebody asks Vivekananda. Vivekananda tells one disciple. He tells one of his disciples, hey, don't smoke. And he himself used to smoke. Disciple asked him, what? You are smoking and you are asking me not to smoke. Then Vivekananda says beautifully, I don't have to practice what I preach because I am not the same kind of person to whom I am preaching. I am preaching to you for what you need, what in your level, what is necessary. I don't have to practice what I preach because I am not the same kind of person to whom I am preaching. Of course, that's one standpoint. But I always try to tell people, understand, don't do what they do. Do what they say. Because many times, their life is totally different. Their energy is totally different. They are totally different thing. That's what I used to tell people. If you can make copper coin into gold coin, not ganja, do whatever you want. Can you do that? First do that. Then you can imitate ganja. People try to imitate only comfortable points. There's a beautiful story. This story all of you should know. Adi Shankara was traveling. He was doing his wandering. And somewhere he felt very thirsty. He saw nobody is there, nothing is available. Only one arak shop was there, the natural arak shop from coconut tree they will bring, what is that called? In Tamil, English? Tadi. Only one tadi shop was there. What is the spelling? Well, tadi shop was there. Shankara straight away entered inside and asked, I am feeling thirsty, do you have anything? He said, I have only toddy. Alright, he just took one part and drank completely. These 4 or 5 disciples were seeing, oh, master himself drinking, what is that for us? They also finished one part. But Shankara is working steadily. Other guys, Swami, you are seeing us two, you are going one side this way. this way, which way we should go there? Just started scrambling. But Shankara, he just wanted to teach light lesson to these guys. After one day, again he felt thirsty. He saw nothing was available. This time he saw an iron forging place, casting place. That guy was melting iron. Shankara went inside and asked, "I am feeling thirsty, do you have anything?" The guy said, "No, I have only, I am melting iron, nothing else is there." Shankara said, "Don't worry, give that." He just started drinking that. He drank iron, the melted iron. Melted iron he started drinking. And then he turned, "Please drink a little bit." All the disciples ran. If you can drink melted iron, then you can drink toddy also. So never take masters as exemption. No. Enlightenment is one and the same. The expressions are level. See, the expression differs from person to person. See, there are some tradition of Buddhists, they eat. But Dalai Lama, I don't think he eats.
I never met him.
Huh? He eats non-veg? Oh. Dalai Lama. Oh. Anyhow, I don't know. But see, I don't want to say somebody is right or wrong based on non-veg and all. It is up to them. But in my research, whatever research I did, in my system, I feel vegetarianism helps you. Keeping you away from alcohol helps you. That much only I know. I can deliver only what I experienced. So let us not bother about which is right, which is wrong, who is right, who is wrong. If we go on discussing, we will be only discussing. And one more thing, let us not have ego that we are vegetarians. Even that is not necessary. It is purely you wanted to have this healing power, you wanted to have this healing initiation. For that, these are all helpful. Let us understand and follow. That's all.
I can say one thing.
That
I used to take every day before I started meditation or lockdown. And just as I started, after a few months I was not able to take it. Because body was reacting very violently if I was taking it. So that kind of thing happens.
That's right. I say one more thing, understand. Even if a water is responding to your thought, when you kill an animal, what will happen to that animal? It will release all negative, violence, fear, anger, depression, everything. Everything, all these toxins will be there inside that body, in the dead body. If you eat all those things, what will happen to you? Now, tea and coffee is not a rule. You can take. One thing, no. You see, now if you know that water is being poured here, you know which way the water is going to flow. This flow is only this side slow. You know how the water will flow. So naturally you can tell. That is the thing. One thing, if you understood the leadership is not with you, you always have a grace. You always have a grace. But if you are off mind, whatever you need, you do stewardship. Whatever you don't need, that one, I was telling the others, one story. One guy came with 14 kids. And I asked him, why did you get so many kids? God gave me. Did God come and do everything? And these guys finally put the blame on God. So that is only Sarvam. Alright, now?
What is nothing called your effort or training of the mind and anything. It's
No.
supposed to be like
You need to put your effort. Grace will happen by itself, you put your effort. The next, healing an ancient tradition. The healing, it is not something new. From time immemorial it is happening. Go to any Indian village, they will have that neem leaf. The param bodradhu solluvaanga ketirukkinga? Apple edikkiradhu, param bodradhu. But in English no word na? Mantram bodradhu. English, we don't have word in English. Village healers. Go to village temples, they will be doing healing. Only thing, it has not become a scientific system all these days. It was just faith. It was going by the faith. Now I made that as a clear science and system. I have clearly put the whole thing step by step, where you are supposed to do what, and the whole thing I made available as a curriculum. That's all. Please understand, this is not my property. This is the property of Patanjali. This is the property of great masters. All I did is, I put the whole thing in a clear way, in a format way, and scientifically did some background researches, supported it, and presenting it to you. I am presenting it to you. Somebody asked me, all our meditation techniques are released as a book. Have you seen the book Meditation is for You? In that you can see all the techniques, clear instruction. People ask me, there are many meditation groups, they will never publish their technique. For technique, always you have to go to their class. Somebody asked me, what is this Swamiji? You publish the techniques in the book. Who will come to the ASP? What is this? Why did you publish? I tell them, in that way, people, if they read and practice, let them. That is what after all I wanted. That's what after all I wanted. Even the whole ASP released already as a cassette. As a cassette and as a book. It's already released. It is in the market. Even if that way, if people listen and practice, let them. And who can copyright all these things? Somebody's property. We have no right. All I did is, I put the whole thing in a formal way or a proper way, so that all of you can practice it scientifically. You see that village healers and all, they themselves don't know how the power came to them. They themselves don't know. Just because they will be repeating continuously Kaliyata, 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 Kaliyata for 10 years, suddenly they think it came to them. But because they do it without their knowledge, they will not be able to handle the side effects or after effects. The system is not become clear. It's more or less like a vial. Now all I am doing is, I am making the whole thing in a clear format way, where the modern man can practice it with a clear cut regulations and instructions. And one more thing, this important thing, in our healing system, the main goal is enlightenment. Only as a byproduct healing happens. I have united these two. That's all is done by me. Otherwise, everything is done by the great masters. It's like Thomas Alva Edison discovered this light. But the light which he discovered is a generator size. Do you know that? It will be so huge. And every 2 hours you have to change that filament you have to change every 2 hours. Slowly, many scientists did research on that. Then they brought it to this shape. Same way, Shiva is the master who revealed the science in Vijnana Tantra. Then Patanjali developed that. Then slowly, many masters, enlightened masters worked on that. Now finally it has been brought to this shape. I am presenting it to you. It has been developed. So all these masters' properties, it is not my property. Please be very clear, it is not my property. It is all these great masters who created, who developed the whole thing. All I did is, I experienced that in my life. So I saw it is useful in my life. It has helped me. It gave me enlightenment. So now I am thinking of sharing that with you. I am sharing with you. So it is a great science which is from time immemorial. It's an ancient tradition.
When you go to Los Angeles and Manipur, I'm just curious. You find lots of NRI.
No. Americans only. Americans.
Who are Christians and
Yes. Americans only. In that way, if you see South America, only 2 Three Indians are there. One is father, another one is one couple. That's all. Whole Rio de Janeiro, only 3 Indians. One father, Catholic father. Another 2, one couple. That's all. But all Westerners only are attending. Actually, let me tell you the truth. He came to me. He came into our program. I myself felt a little curious. I asked him later on, sir, why did you come? You are a father. How you got interested in all these things? He said, Swamiji, I am not interested in what you are speaking. There is no Indian. I just wanted to see some Indian. And I heard some Indian Swami has come. I came running to see you all the way. And you are very friendly. When he came first time, he didn't come to class. He came to meet me. So I saw you are very friendly. So I felt, let me spend 2-3 days with you. So I came and started staying with you. So that is the way he came. Of course, he enjoyed, and that is different. But I am saying, the other people are Americans are more. Americans are more. And in Malaysia also, Chinese are more than 60%. Chinese and Malaya, only those people attend. Now we have Malay songs and all. Our books are getting translated in Malay and books are getting translated in Chinese. As on now, today we have our books in 10 languages. This year again, we are hoping to have more than 30 languages. By the end of this year, in 30 languages our books will be there. Just getting translated. Simply people translate and they publish it. What can we do? No. Yes, same thing. There are many people from San Jose. Ask them. From some devotees from America have come now. They are here today. In ashram, some 5-6 have come. They are here. Ask them. Even yesterday, NSP. There are many parents of our NRI devotees. They are there. Some 2-3 couples are there. Parents of our NRI devotees. Same procedure all over. Nothing else. Then I can answer you, can't I answer them? Then I can answer you, can't I answer them? Why not? You are welcome. You are welcome. I will take care of your stay and food. You can come and stay with me. Our guys will arrange. No problem, you come. I have no problem. Come, you can come. You are welcome. You will come? You can come. And actually, all our American devotees, we brought them to take them to Himalayas. One big group came and we all went to Himalayas and spent some 15 days there. So now those devotees, they also wanted to invite all our devotees. They are sending a formal invitation, inviting all our devotees. 15 days they are going to take all these guys around America, all over the Disney World and all these places. They are taking. Of course, that can let them do when they want. You come whenever you want.
I was told by the lady earlier, enjoy if I ask questions.
No, I have no problem. No, I enjoy everybody asking questions. I have no problem. Only problem for them. Oh God! Already started eating you.
Yeah, what they did, because I told her that Swamiji is putting up with my nonsense because he loves me. She said, no, he tolerates your nonsense because he has given about you.
No. It's wrong interpretation. Your interpretation is right. And no, one more thing. I am not even putting up. I am just enjoying. See, one thing. Anything honest and straightforward is beautiful. You are not hiding anything. You are straight. That's the beautiful thing. See, whatever you think, you are very clear. You see, what I'm saying, the only one sin in the life is hypocrisy. If that is not there, anything is perfectly alright. One actually, in this NSP only, one person was asking so many questions, not only one question, even personal question. One college girl, she just asked me, did you become sannyasi because of love failure? Did you become Swami because of love failure? I just looked at her and said, no ma, I became Swami because of love success. I achieved the ultimate love. See, now I am able to love the whole world. That because of that, I became sannyasi. I can love everybody, the whole world. Because of love success, I became Swami. One thing, love failure will make only Devadas. Love success only can create Devadasa. So, only when you have love success, you will become Devadasa. I am not Devadas, I am Devadasa. So it happens only by love success. Simply she had a shock. Now you know what should have felt. See one thing, asking anything is surely not wrong. It's just innocence. It is whatever she thought, immediately she asked. Over. If there is no cunningness behind it, that's all, there is no problem. And you are honest. You are very straight. And one more thing, because you are honest and straight only, I am answering so cool way. Otherwise, I have my own ways of answering also. And if you ask the devotees, they will tell you, I have my own ways of answering. Nicely, I will play with them. Oh God. This is now. What can I answer now? You see one thing. Now I can answer for this question. She didn't fall in love with me. She raised in love with me. Falling in love is different. Raising in love is different. With normal persons, you fall in love and break yourself. With masters, you raise in their love. When you love the bodies, you fall in love. When you love the beings, you raise in love. You understand this small story? Again, now I answer your question. She didn't fall in love with me. She raised in love with me. One thing, one guy fell from the 3rd floor. Was badly hurt. Somebody ran to help him, to ask him, did falling hurt you? The guy said, no, falling has never hurt me, only the sudden stopping has hurt me. Same way, when you fall in love, you will never be hurt. Only when the sudden stop, the marriage happens, you are hurt. So, falling in love will always hurt when the stopping happens. With masters, you don't fall in love, you raise in love.